Hello to everybody again from Tibetan Bead and Wool Shop. And this is one of our videos where, as we promised, we will be talking about interesting things. And one of the things which interests me sometimes is, why do all the crafters who do knitting, crocheting, beading, or even possibly sewing have such a guilt about number of projects they're working on? Have you ever heard gardeners complaining about how many plants are dying on them? No, they just think, oh well, course of nature. Like my other half, who grows these lovely sweet peas and purple potatoes, which I'm mentioning because maybe you will see them later on in our Facebook posts, because he thinks they are wonderful, and actually I think they are quite interesting. He never thinks twice about buying new plant. So why do we crafters feel so guilty that, I shouldn't be doing this, I shouldn't be getting another project? Why not? The golf club members have another round if they failed on the first one, so why can't we have another project? And this video really will reveal all my projects. The ones which are stashed in the drawers, which you don't see in the shop, so the ones which kind of, they will happen one day, but it's one day. So below this video, obviously you can see the like click. If you like this video, you can always click like, but I would like to have your comments, and maybe your comments how many projects you work on. I find that because I do quite a few crafts, I'm not into card making, I will be very honest. I like a little bit of sewing, but I'm not very good at it. And mostly at the moment I'm crocheting, knitting, and I try to keep up a little bit of beading. So the big revelation of my project is coming, and as you can see here is like baskets already on this side. So what do we show you first? Well, I guess the first one I will show you from this little basket, which actually, when I was looking at home in my drawer, I found it, I forgot about it. And this one, supposed to be a block knitted scarf in these lovely colors. You see, you can see the purple is knitted out, the green is knitted out. The idea was that this one will be continuing like that. But as I was knitting this one as a sample for the shop, and yeah, I basically sold out of the yarn, so I don't need the sample anymore for the shop. And I think that was one of the reasons why this beautiful scarf at the moment is in a drawer. But one day I will have another idea, and possibly I will unpick it and use the yarn for something else, for myself this time. So that's one. I hope you will keep counting, because I think I will mess up the count. So that's that one done. The other one which I'm working on at the moment is this one, which you have possibly seen, and this one is a very fresh project. This one I'm very excited about. This is my owl mittens, and as you can see we have done one mitten, and now I'm working on another one which looks slightly different, which is the left hand, obviously that's why it's different. But this time I haven't added kid silk. Like here you can see there's a little bit of kid silk. This one is without kid silk. And the mitten hand has reached half stage, so I really only need to finish it. And yeah, and then you will have a pattern or maybe a kit. And yeah, so that's one of them. The other one has been my, a few years ago, Christmas project, and I really love this one. It's one of those knittings which you do when you find that you want something a bit more complicated. Oh, set of, I didn't know I had them there, stitch holders. But anyway, so this one is one of my traditional, where I come from, patterns, and this one is supposed to be a start of the mitten. And this one is done in Malabrigo sock yarn and drops alpaca. But as you can see, I have passed thumb hole, and now I would need to continue, but because I'm using really fine, I think I can't even see what size needles they are. I think it's 2mm needles. So it's kind of, at the moment, it's on a back burner, because this one is one of the projects which takes time. But never mind, this one I definitely want to come back to. And oops, now we are tangled, but let's put them back. So that's project 2 and 3. Right? So one very now, one a bit later. Ooh, and yeah, just for a change, let's see what we're doing with beads. Right, and this one again, I had a good dig in my bead drawer, and I found this. And this is something where I had this wild idea, making sliding bead and using knots to separate them on a necklace. And I actually quite like them. I look at them now and I think they are quite beautiful. But as I have done only 2, and the rest in this bag, definitely do not... Oh, I have the third one, which is slightly smaller. That obviously has been experimental, because these ones are bigger. But I have somewhere put the beads away. So I even don't know what colors I used. So now I need to find good use for these 3 beads I have made. But like I said, never mind. Oh, there's something else interesting. What's in there? Oh, there's some things again where I've been experimenting with different colors and different textures, like you do. This one I think was something which didn't happen, but never mind. So yeah, so there's my not happenings. Oh yes, and there is a bracelet which broke and I need to repair. I'll take it off, hopefully it will not fall to bits. Which was really nice, ropey, thick bracelet. Don't know why it burst, possibly there was some kind of flow or weakness. And what else is there? Oh, yes, there's some interesting things like, can somebody explain why have I put away 1 blue earring and 1 green? I have no idea. Do you do the same thing? Make one and then you think, oh, that would look nice in another color as well, and you never get around to make a pair. So there's another job. Now then, I think if my other half is watching this video is not for you. All right, don't watch it. Now then, as we are on a beading mood, we'll come back to knitting in a minute. There's something else which I have found, and this one I think was a bracelet which I just made, which I need to repair. And I'm saying projects you work with. This is work in progress, because this bracelet should go around the wrist twice, and I think it was just a tad too tight. I think I can just about put it on. You see, there is some kind of mismeasurement. On the smaller wrist it would fit really lovely. So that one is put aside to be enlarged. And I think the last thing in a beading, and that's what I can find reasonably. Oh, there is something which normally happens. You see, my advantage is I have 2 floors of shop space, and that's my material stash. And there is something which I wanted to do for winter. It's like a bib necklace, so I have stuck on the glittery bit, but the rest of the project has been dismantled. So this one is something which I think was going to be large brooch, but one day it will be. So if we slip it back, we put it back in there. Oh, and this one is really work in progress. Oops. It should be. It's half finished bracelet, you see. We have the base, we have the rope, but we haven't finished it, and at least I have the beads there. So this one will be looking like that when it's finished. So that's on a beading, but never mind, we keep going. So did you keep counting? I had what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, including beading. Yeah, 7. That's small project. This one you possibly have seen in the previous videos, and this one I really like working on, but at the moment I have reached a stage when I can only do a couple rows an evening because the rows are getting so long. And this one is crochet between the lines with using 2 Shapia swirls, and this is one leftover, so which means end of this shawl will be green, and this one is the other leftover, which means the other color will go darker. So I'm really looking forward to see how these colors will play. And we will put this one carefully back so I can keep working on this one, because this one is what I'm doing now. If there is a TV program where I don't need to watch subtitles. But as you know, that they're the Scandinavians, I'm not really advertising those ones, but I love my Scandinavian detectives. And they come with subtitles. And you need some project to work with subtitles. And this is my supposedly summer jumper for this summer, as it's already end of June, but it's work in progress. This one at the moment, can you see, actually these ones are my sleeves. This one is all top down, so you start there and you knit on around. So I have passed the difficult part, and I have hit the really boring part when I need to just finish the jumper just going downwards and then come back to the sleeves, which this one is short sleeve jumper, so I'm not too worried about that. But this one I can sit and watch my subtitles and just keep knitting. So this one is a good one. So, and I can do, oh, what did I do yesterday? During the last night's Scandinavian detective was, I would say, 2 inch. Yeah, at least an inch or 3 centimeters. And that's in a 4-ply, and I'm using Garn Studio design pattern, and I'm using it with Shapia's Stone Washed because it's cotton, and I thought summer jumper would be really nice, and the ferrule, as you can see, worked really lovely. And now the last but not least, so this one is what, project 9-ish? We don't count the little ones, do we? This is something again you have seen before on my videos. This one I started to knit for myself, and this one I have at the moment, I think I'm hitting a little bit of decision time, because I need to decide how do I continue. This one I'm making up as I go, and that's the trouble. As you can see, the ferrule works nicely. These funny stripes there will be something which Norwegians do, which is a technique called sticking, when you cut up your ferrule net to open up the front and put the bands in for buttons or zip. And as you can see, here is the funny holes. This is where the armholes will come into same technique. But I think I have hit the point somewhere where I need to decide what to do next, and I can't remember what it was because I need to dig out the pattern, which I couldn't find enough. So this one's been, I must admit, it's been in a drawer for, I would say, 9 months. But yeah, I'm working on it. As you can see, the yarns are there. The only thing I need to find what I have done with the pattern and my notes, which I will find. I know they are somewhere. So this one is kind of project for some time when I want something a bit more challenging. So that is kind of at the moment not all. I think if I work hard, actually, I now just remembered I am hiding one more project. Oh, the one with project I was running after is because yesterday somebody was actually looking on it and I took it out of my stash I prepared for the video. So this one is a shawl I'm experimenting with. And what I'm experimenting with is a lace weight yarn, which is West Yorkshire Spinners Exquisite Lace and Kid Silk. So this one, I'm using like 5mm needles. It's a garter stitch. It's very basic shawl at the moment, but the fabric is absolutely gorgeous. The Kid Silk and the lace together is absolutely stunning. And I think at the moment this one is my last ball of Kid Silk in this color, so I need to be careful and I need to decide how much bigger I knit the shawl, or do I want to do some interesting edging or add beads or whatever. So there is a decision time. That's at the moment, but that is what, project 11? Did you count? Yeah, or you need to rewind the video because I lost the count. Yeah, please tell me how many projects you're working on at the same time, and do you have the guilt feel when every time you think like, oh, I really would like to make that, and something in the back of your mind, a little gremlin says, oh, but you have so many projects in your bag. Look, people with sheds disappear. Men buy tools even though they have the tools and they will never use it and they are dangerous with them. So why do we crafters feel guilty of having a few projects there and there in a drawer? Because in the end of the day, like today is lovely and sunny and hot, I will not be taking out the kids' silk shawl to knit because it just doesn't feel right. So today I will be working on my cotton yarns. So tomorrow it could be cold and I want something warm on my lap to work with, and I will take out my kids' silk. So there is always the right project for the right time, and do not feel guilty with starting another one. Look, and as all the good films or programs have afterthought, so this one is my afterthought, which I actually put it there to talk about, but I forgot. Ta-da! This is my project number 12 or 13, which I started because macrame now is in season, and we have lovely yarn from Rico Design, which is the 100% hemp, and I thought I can make a wall decor. So the wall decor is cut, there is 1, 2, 3, 4 knots in it, and maybe, just maybe, later on today I will have a time to play around with it and maybe to make a nice wall decor. So that is really it for today. See you all next time.